Welcome to another episode of Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. I'm your host, Oswald Williams. Tonight we have another special co-host and the last special co-host. Shout out to Adia. See you soon, homie. He's the CEO and the owner of All Around Money Group Entertainment.
All Around Money Multimedia Entertainment.
Multimedia Entertainment, pardon me. He's a friend of mine, one of the smartest brothers I know. Mr. Nabar EGxZist. Peace.
Man, peace.
Thank you for coming on the show, bro.
Thank you.
First and foremost, I want to say congratulations on the whole All Around Money movement, on having a solid artist that we're going to show some stuff y'all probably need to check out. For those people that don't know, tell us a little bit about the origins of All Around Money. What made you want to start it? You know, how'd you find Shemie Rozay? How did you talk to us about the beginning?
Well, I've been in music for a long time. A lot of rappers, worked at a couple of labels, you know what I'm saying? Rockefeller, Flex, Blase. Went through the circles with KRS and all them back in the day, Scott and stuff like that. But so my stint with rapping, I said, let me put somebody else on who's really gonna be able to make it happen. Speak for the people, speak for himself, speak for the people, etc. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't find that right artist. And I just happened to find the right artist. And he's from Co-op City. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. There's a level of fulfillment that come with making a decision like that. Let me put somebody on, let me help somebody else. What got you to that point? Were you fulfilled as an artist to want to do that, or was that another stage as an artist?
I wasn't fulfilled, it's just that I was another stage. You know what I'm saying? I'm growing, I'm getting older. I don't want to be that old school rapper, you know what I'm saying? That almost famous, but you never made it there. You know, and I'm not worried about me now. I said, yeah, well, I'm gonna pass the baton. You know what I'm saying? That's just because I didn't make it where I wanted to go, doesn't mean I can't help somebody else get where they gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
Build with me about the colors of the logo and the calligraphy. Like, what made you go with that whole?
Well, white, black, and gold. I did that because I'm a member of the Nation of Guards and Nerves. So our colors are white, black, and gold on our flag. You know, so that's what we represent. Because it has meaning for each, the white, the black, and the gold. So I use that color. I keep that color scheme all the time. A lot of things that I'm doing, and I just wanted to get All Around Money, just a certain different way, a look that nobody else has. So I created a logo with some other illustrators, graphic designers, to see how it was gonna look. And I just picked the best one that worked for me.
All right, fast. All right, so talk to me, Shemie Rozay. Talk to me, how did you meet him? You know, where's he from? You know, all these different...
Well, Shemie Rozay is from Co-op City.
Okay.
I met him through my peoples and their, you know, it was family, you know, and because he was related to family, or they like family because of the closeness, they introduced me to him and said, yo, remember Shem, boom, boom. I said, I can't really remember him, but they said, yo, and they sent me some of his music. And I was like, yo, this kid is hot. And then my daughter and everybody was like, yo, this kid is hot. And then everybody agreed that he was hot. And then we said, what else did he have? And then from there, I sat and listened to music that he had in the past already. And then we got together and we talked about it, how we could make it happen. So he agreed to work with me and let me work with him and bring him to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. I'm your host, Oswald Williams. We're here with the CEO of All Around Money Entertainment, Nabar EGxZist. How important is team when it comes to this, any aspect of business?
Team is always important. You know, we can't do the one-man thing. No man is an island, et cetera, et cetera. So you're not gonna be able to build as one individual. You know, you'll never be able to build, no matter who says it, how many people say it, doesn't matter, it's not gonna work. When you say, I did this, I did that, you can't say I did it because you've never actually did it. You've always had somebody else help you grow and develop, no matter whether you knew them or you didn't know them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody helps. So it's always teamwork that makes the dream work. It's always a team, regardless if you don't have a team. You have other influences or other forces or other people, other things that's helping you get where you got to go. You're not in a lane by yourself where you're just doing this without no help. Without the fans, the artist couldn't be who he was. You know what I'm saying? Without everybody helping the artist along the way to be who he is, he couldn't be who he is. You know what I'm saying? No matter if he knew how to make the beat or the cameraman, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is.
Okay, so you guys recently just did a show in Central Park. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, it was a cancer awareness show. We did a show before that with, it was supposed to be Andreas from Black Sheep was performed, but he didn't, so Keith Murray performed, and my artist performed at that show.
Okay.
They performed at that show, and then we were invited to do the cancer awareness show in Central Park. Okay. And so we were like almost one of the acts closest to the main act, and he got on the show, he performed, and he did a song that he wrote the night before for the show the next morning. And so, yeah, everybody loved it. It was good. He did it, you know, and everybody loved it. And then he did another song. So we did 2 songs. Everybody was feeling them, and so yeah, it was good. It was a good thing. Nice.
So what's the name of the EP?
We didn't get the final name on that yet. You know, so when we get it, we'll let you know.
Okay, so there's obviously, do you pick a single? Like, what part of the process are you right now?
Yeah, well, we got the single already. We did the single cover, it's done. I got the ISRC codes already and the embeds for the single cover, and we're getting ready to, we got it on like pre-screen on some platforms already, but we're getting ready loaded all platforms now. Now that we have the codes and the embeds, stuff like that.
What I respected about it, one of the things I respected the most about it is like the business. So, right. So what I saw was like when Dr. Dre finds Eminem, and Eminem finds 50 Cent. Yeah. So, with that being said, talk to me a little bit about the second leg of it in business with Shemie and his movement as well, being with you and all these things like that.
All right, well, I have my all around money. Now I have different facets of all around money. And so after Shem does his thing and he gets established or founded, where he's making a name for himself and known, he's gonna come with his brand, S2Bs. That'll be his brand. And everybody that's under him will come under S2Bs.
Oh, okay, so that explains the logo. Okay, yeah. So what does S2Bs stand for?
Section 2 Billionaires. It's a section in Co-op City.
Oh, okay.
A little group that he made, a little set that he made, a crew, not a gang. You know what I'm saying? A little set in the crew that he made called Section 2, and the art is to be billionaires. Mindset, billionaires financially, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Billionaire lifestyle, or billionaire way of thinking to create a billionaire lifestyle or make the money of a billionaire.
Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. I'm your host, Oswald Williams, guest co-host Nabar EGxZist. Tell us a little bit about the social media platforms and those type of things.
Well, if they can go to www.shemierozay.com, that's SHEMIE, Rozay, ROZAY.com, and you'll see all the social media links right there. And then you can go to www.allaroundmoneyent.com, and you'll see his bio right there as well. And social media links will be right there too. And we're upgrading the site, so we're gonna start putting more content on the site as time goes on, like that. So.
I see you a real estate man, and the interesting thing about that was like, I know a lot of people that, dabble in real estate on different levels, but you like one of the first people I met that like do like real estate as far as taking it, like investing in different countries and all that. So you was briefly telling me about looking into some property in Ghana. Yeah. Where did that come from? Like that type of.
Well, people already have some property in Panama. Okay. Panama. So some property invested in Panama. Now we're trying to take it to Ghana. Okay. Invest in property in Ghana. Ghana was opening up to bring back the brothers and sisters from Africa back to Ghana. Because Ghana was one of the first slave areas that sold us off. So I guess they're the first one to let us back in.
Ghana caught my ear because a lot of, Guyana, like a lot of the slaves from there were Ghanaian. So I think I was telling you in a pre-production meeting that in South Carolina, in their state house, they have this big mural, like made out of beautiful stone. And you go up the steps, it's 50 steps, 50 states, I mean, you know what I mean? And there's this mural of Africa, North America, Africa, South America, the Caribbean, all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's these streams, water streams, so it was very calculated where each country went as far as to the west, as far as the parts of the west. So when you said Ghana, that caught my attention, but talk to me a little bit you said they're the first, so you're basically gonna be a dual citizen.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know. So Ghana is one of the only countries doing that, or they're taking other countries are taking on that trend?
I'm not sure about any other countries now, but I mean, it could be a citizen anywhere, you know. It's a humanitarian effort they're trying to do. But Ghana is the first one that's gonna bring the people back home and say, yeah, you can be an actual citizen of Ghana. You know, people, they have a lot of things in Ghana, a lot of events, a lot of music festivals, a lot of farming going on, a lot of things going on in Ghana with a lot of people nowadays.
It's an interesting thing about you. Like I told you this. Your nickname should be Google.
Nah,
know, you got a lot of info.
I'm not getting the Google money.
I feel you, but you're very knowledgeable on a lot of stuff.
I try to be.
That's why I can foreshadow that the music movement is going to be pretty successful, because
we're trying.
It's just like that. You know what I mean? But mastering social media and all those things, before I get into that, your overall end game, do you want Shemie to be signed? Do you want to stay independent? What are the difference between the two to you as the CEO of this? What's the difference?
I mean, Shemie's always going to be part of the label. You know, his family's going to be part of the label always. Now, distribution deals, we'll go for distribution deals, but not shipping them off to somebody else who's going to treat them as another cog in the wheel. Because that's what happens when you get swallowed by bigger labels, you become a cog in the wheel. And I'm not trying to let him go that route, it's cog in the wheel. You know, he's young, he just turned 21, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't do that to him, because I want to have it done for myself. So I want to do everything for him that I would want done for myself.
Gotcha.
No other way.
What makes a good song to you?
Content and beat. You know, so you got to have good lyrics, you got to have a good beat, you got to have a catchy song, you know, a catchy beat. Or you need a little bit of both. The thing is that it's the simple stuff that sells, always. But you don't want to be simple and dumbed down or stupid. You want to also uplift your people, bring them up, give them something that they can learn from. You always want them to learn all the time. You know, from circumstances, things, places. So you can put that in your content, your music, with a good beat, they're gonna listen.
Outside of technology, what do you think is like the biggest change in hip hop as a whole?
Outside of technology, I think it's changed as hell of a whole. From the inception to now, it's probably it's a coming back to more lyrics right now. Right now it's coming to lyrics. It went from lyrics to garbage, now back to lyrics again. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So now it's coming back to the days of the lyricists again. It's coming back out. People are appreciating that. I'm surprised because a lot of young kids was like, I don't want to hear that. The mumble rap or the talking about nothing rap. You know, simple is simple, but you just don't want to be too simple, like I'm super stupid. You know what I'm saying? The kids are learning more now. They grab them on social media, so that, like I said, they're learning more. So they want to hear something more lyrical, something more satisfying to their palate. You know, and I think that's what's happening now. We come back to the era of the lyrics.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay, cool. Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. When we come back, we're gonna get a little spicy, talk little topics. You know, we're not a gossip show, so we're gonna have some topics that have a little bit more of a shelf life.
Wendy.
You know what I mean? So we'll be right back. Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. My boy Nabar exists. We'll be right back. We are back. Welcome to Back to Random But Relevant, presented by My Block TV. I'm your host, Oswald Williams, here with my guest co-host, Nabar EGxZist. You know, something I was last night when I was just like outlining the show. Something I realized, and I probably should have realized, you know, a long time ago, was that how much news we get from social media.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's real important that we find out that shit is credible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's important. But
Yeah.
2 days ago, there was a video I seen that just as I only have one child and I'm a father, and it was probably one of the most emotional things that ever happened in my life. And I saw a video that just like rocked me. Because when I was living in Maryland, I was IEPA, and it was for alternative school, non-traditional school, and I had a one-to-one kid with behavioral issues. I say that to say that I saw a video in New Mexico where, you know, from the naked eye looking at the situation, you can tell she probably had behavior. This young 11-year-old girl probably had some behavioral problems. She was going through a situation with the principal, and she was trying to exit the school safety officer. So basically, the little girl, I guess she grazed the principal. The way I heard the journalist talk about it, she said that she assaulted the principal. So the police on his body cam, all I hear is, "I'm getting sick of this." And he comes and he grabs the little girl by the book bag, and then like he's wrestling her like she's a man, like a grown man.
Yeah.
Face hits on the ground. It's just, you could turn it down and look at it and still be like, this could have been handled different.
Yeah.
So as a father, I have a little boy, but as a father, it rocked me. Like, yo, it would take a lot for me to not go outside my character. So I just wanted to build with you on, like, do you think that the government needs, I just personally feel like the government should just do a national investigation just on police training as a whole. Because it's just too many times where it's turning into an ego dick swinging contest, excuse my language, pause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it comes to certain situations. When I was an IEPA, we did almost 2 months of training on how to handle situations, how to properly restrain a child. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I gotta go to a 2-month training to figure out how to do that as an IEPA, you mean to tell me a cop is allowed to resign after that? So just, like, I just want to talk about this. Like, what's the end game here?
The end game. The end game is up to them. See, the thing is that we'll have our own end game, but they'll have their own end game as well. You know what I'm saying? Our end game is to beat the dude up, or sue them, you know, or get them locked up. That's our end game. Their end game is some of the same things as firing them, locking them up, you know, after a thorough investigation, of course, because they're all about the thorough investigation thing, you know. But it's allowing them to retire, and that's that. Nah, that's not a good end game. They always say they're doing training. They always say they're gonna do training, and that's all they always say. And that's all they always do, training. Then you had another incident again. So who are you training? Who are you not training? Are they all going to train at one time? Are they going to train in groups? Or they just say they training? Or if they closing the door and say, yeah, they want to train. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll just sit there for 2 hours and get paid. You know, so we don't know because they're not doing that. They're not doing that. Now in New York, the rest are happening less and less because of a lot of incidents, and because of there's no more stop and frisk and search and I can just ask for your ID anytime I want to. There's none of that no more. You know, so that's out the way, and they're not locking them up for petty stuff. Like, oh, he jumped a turnstile. They're not wasting the court's time with that no more. They're not always smoked a joint and they give him a ticket. They're not taking them down to central booking no more. So because of that, it's like almost hands off. A cop told me that. They say they're doing a lot of hands off stuff. It's not arresting nobody. So it's really nothing. We're just at the desk or riding around the car. We're not really harassing nobody, you know, unless it gets to an escalated incident. But other than that, I don't see how they're going to change that unless they do it as a whole.
Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. I'm your host, Oswald Williams, with special co-host Nabar EGxZist. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Again, it's just too many times that I'm seeing policy shifting when it comes to certain situations. I mean, I'm just like, for me, again, I was trained how to restrain a troubled child or with some behavioral issues. You are trained to do that. So again, it was just disturbing to see a police come out of training that kid that quick with an 11-year-old child.
But they're supposed to protect and serve, quote unquote. You know, that's their thing. But they protect property. You know, they protect property. They don't protect people. You know, especially our people. That's not their thing. You know, I think, oh, they're nothing. You know, and they treat it like that. Yeah. And so we're perceived as that. People perceive that, like I said, they treat us like that. Yeah. And we have to change the narrative. That's the whole thing. Yeah. Change the narrative would be like, hit them where it hurts. Only where it hurts them is in their pocketbook. If you said, we're not riding the bus or the train for a whole year. We're getting your driving to work or school or whatever we're going to do. That's the first thing you'll hurt them in their wallets. They're gonna be like, oh, damn it, man, hold up, let's talk about it. You stopping our whole MTA thing and shutting us down. Yeah. If they actually boycotted on Black Friday and said, well, I'm not buying it on Amazon or nobody, you know, and then they would say, hold up now, because you're messing with the economy.
Absolutely.
You mess with the economy, then you start listening to, because anybody who has an economic say-so, they're gonna listen to. And
it's funny you say that, because you're right, because again, you remember when the Colin Kaepernick thing happened, right? I'm not gonna talk about positions on it or anything, but I noticed how the NFL made a stand, not even talking about giving them another job. Yeah. They made a stand to bring Jay-Z in front of that camera because they felt it in their pocket. So you ain't lying. And I'm not talking about watching it because those TV contracts are done. Yeah. I'm talking about those corporate seats in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? The Carolinas, those corporate seats that certain people used to, they feeling that. And they said, nah, we got to make a stand.
Because remember all the
well, it was like 3 years later, right? And they did that. They made sure they did that. They made sure to say, like, look. And Jamel Hill, I remember, she used to work with ESPN. She wrote a beautiful article in the Atlanta paper. And she said the NFL is in the game of football, but their biggest game is chess. They could play some chess. You understand what I'm saying? So it's interesting you said that. You know what I mean? But again, how we consume news now, it makes me feel like we have to fact check and make sure this is credible news. You know what I mean? Because I seen AOC was drilling the Facebook owner the other day about these fake ads and all that. I don't even care about that. I'm just talking about the positive side of it, is that I get to see what happened in Dallas with the young lady. See, because where would you have gotten this coverage if a national newsstand didn't take it on?
We wouldn't have.
It would have been a scroll under the newsstand.
Maybe. Remember, there's things that we don't see, that we never see. Black man, I saw the reason on Facebook that somebody posted, but a black man gets gunned down by the police. It didn't make the news. You know, didn't make unarmed black man got gunned down by the police. I forgot how many bullets. It was a lot. You know, young dude, 32 years old, and it didn't make the news. So everything's still not making the news. You know, so it's not even a scroll. So if it wasn't social media, like you said, we wouldn't have got that information that we could share on our Facebooks to our friends and our families so they can know what's going on. Even though they're trying to censor us between Facebooks and Googles and YouTubes, you know, we still get Brighteon and other medias, not plugging them in, but we get other media outlets that allow us to have our say, or say what we're going to say, or get our news out there.
Social media kind of reminds me it's like the Walmart concept. It's like, it's an industry killer, but it benefits, but it's an industry killer, bottom line. And I mean, like, if you look at it, like, in theory, if, like, for example, social media technology with streaming and everything, right? The reality is, once upon a time when the CD was a hard copy, the artist benefited more. So that's just so, yes, a lot more people can get on now, but the numbers kind of did get deflated.
Of course.
But if you were born into that, you wouldn't really understand that. You just look at it like that was the numbers. That's why it's like, you notice a lot of these artists from the past that still have a career, they're usually independent or wait till they get a big check from the label, because they remember they have TV revenue. They're used to getting $3-4 a CD. So it's like, yo, they're forced to go independent. And that's where that old rapper and all that, that's why I hate when that happens to hip hop, because I remember, again, you know my family and my brothers, I'm the youngest of 4. When I was a kid and hip hop was represented different, it was more of a culture where it wasn't mainstream. It was pop culture, but they just didn't give it that pop culture, you know what I mean? So I remember hip hop being the last act on an award show with the credits running. Now you can't see an award show without hip hop being on.
It's in the commercials, everything, no matter, it's just all types of commercials is there. No matter who's commercial.
And I like country music, so it's funny to see the Little Nas X dude. I never saw that coming. You know what I mean? I don't got an opinion on the song or the kid or none of that, but I was just like, I never saw that merger coming, ever.
Well, like he didn't see it coming either.
Like it's this group. When I saw it coming, it was this group called Georgia, Florida Country Line or something like that. And the dude is literally flowing, but the song is fire, don't get me wrong, but your man started flowing like during the song. So I was like, oh yeah, it's over. Hip hop is.
Yeah, but remember they had the Country 4, all those rappers back in the day.
Country 4 put me on, not now. So you
there was a rap group called the Country 4. You know, it was them. It was they had a couple of country down south groups that was straight country from the country, and they rapped with banjos and all that stuff like that. You know, they were all I forgot. Arrested Development was kind of country, but they weren't as country as the Country 4. Country 4 was like all the old hip hop groups when they had groups, and they had band, but they could rap. You know what I'm saying? So they had some country rap dudes that was out there. You know what I'm saying?
Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. I'm your host, Oswald Williams. We're talking social media and news, and just, it's amazing how much news we consume from social media now as opposed to the traditional ways. And one thing I can say is I'm still traditional though. There's some things I'm just not going to do on my phone and social media.
Like what?
Certain TV shows, like for example, certain TV shows like Blue Bloods or those real ones that you could binge watch. I like, only really show that I really like that I watch on my phone is probably Power.
Who binge watches Blue Bloods?
You don't watch Blue Bloods, yo?
Who binge watches Blue Bloods?
Me?
Well then, that's what you just said. You said you wouldn't, and you did. You know what I'm saying?
Blue Bloods is a good show, man.
You said you didn't, but you did.
I'm the movie guy, man.
You said I wouldn't binge watch Blue Bloods, but then you watch.
That might be hands down some of the most strongest characters. Genre or
so was New York Undercover, but you don't see them playing.
Absolutely. Little New York Undercover is a classic, but I won't take nothing away from Blue Bloods, man.
21 Jump Street.
Oh yeah, that was classic stuff. Are you talking classic stuff? 21. I was too young to remember 21 Jump Street, but New York Undercover, definitely I agree with that.
NYPD Blue, same thing.
Again, like I think that was a time with living single and I wasn't watching no ABC, man. Hey yo, when we come back, we're talking voting, man. Voting is fastly approaching, man. Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. We're here with a guest co-host, Nabar, EGxZist, All Around Money Entertainment CEO. We will be right back. Don't forget to like, comment, and share and all that. You know,
definitely.
Clicks, QPTV. We'll talk about that later. Welcome back to Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. We got a lot going on right now. Again, we're talking voting. It's fastly approaching, man. Again, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm just gonna open up with this statement.
All right. Like, how do you think?
I can remember when Obama, my uncle. By the way, that's my uncle. I did some research.
Oh yeah?
I'm just playing. But anyway, I remember when he was in his second term.
Why didn't you?
Probably, we all do.
Don't say we all do. A lot of people don't.
All right, so that's a whole nother. But
I'm Scandinavian.
Is that a fact?
That's not a fact. But one of those cheap DNA things told me I was Scandinavian, like about 6%, something is African or something like that, 1%. I'm like, huh? What? I said, they got me for my money. They got me. You know?
Nah, man, you can't. That's DNA, brother.
Oh, so you're trying to say I'm a Scandinavian in the hood?
Hey, I've seen.
I'm from Scandinavia.
But it's crazy because I remember when Obama was going into his second term, and when they were trying to choose a Republican for him to run after, I remember seeing like 20 people on the stage debating, saying the craziest things about each other. So something caught my attention the last debate. It's pretty much the reciprocal. It's like Trump fighting for his second term, and it's like 20 Democrats on stage.
Trump is not fighting for his second term.
What do you mean?
He's not fighting. You know how much he has in his war chest?
The what?
How much he has in his war chest?
Go ahead, elaborate.
He has, I forgot what the last number was. He had 100 million before, now he had like 300 million. Democrats altogether have like 100-something million.
And what is that's where you come in. That's
the war chest is for his advertising, promotion to keep him so everybody can know he's the president running for a second term and why should you vote for him. And they're gonna flood the airways with all this advertisement and propaganda so that you could have Trump in your sleep. You know what I'm saying? Wake up to Trump. Trump breakfast cereal. You know what I'm saying? While you eating, while you on your way to work or school, whatever, you're gonna hear Trump, 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 Trump. So it's gonna be in your head so much that when you go to the voting poll, you're gonna say, Trump, damn, I meant to put this guy, but you pulled Trump.
So they're banking on that? Yeah, let me tell you something, bro.
That's what's gonna happen.
I'm not really happy about anything I've heard from a Democrat, but that's not pursuing me on voting day. Best believe I'm voting for a Democrat, bro.
Why?
Huh? Because one, I just know, I have my feelings, but I just know too much people, my mentor personally, that just, like she worked for Hillary Clinton, she worked.
Hillary Clinton.
No, hear me out. I'm not saying, okay, I didn't mean, let me just start over. She came up in politics. She wrote a book called Four Color Girls Who Decided to Go in Politics. So they've been campaigning and all that things. And what I learned from that.
Color girl?
Because at that time, we had to fight for these things. We didn't have
to fight to be vote. Called who you called?
No.
She could have called it what she wanted to call.
They said the name of the book is Four Color Girls That Consider Politics. And my point is there are a lot of people behind the scenes in politics that are making a lot of politicians look good.
Yeah.
So for me, the reason why I still exercise the right to vote, because I went to a HBCU and they drilled it in my head, one. And two, I just know a lot of people that I respect that work behind the scenes in politics, and I'd rather just honor that, you know what I mean?
Honor it.
Yeah, because that, gave me information at times where I was seeking it, and I appreciate that, you know? So I try to exercise my right to vote just because I understand the history of voting, so to speak. Now I know there's other deep stuff that you're about to school me to, so go ahead, but me personally, I exercise my right to do that.
I'm not even going to go into the electoral college and so on that. We're not going to go into the Democrat-Republican thing, because remember, the Democrats were the original slave owners, and Republicans are from the North. Whole different thing. Benjamin Banneker, Frederick Douglass, they weren't Democrats. You know, they were in the days when the Republicans were not Democrats. You know what I'm saying? And everybody lied. Republicans lied, Democrats lied, Republicans lied. The Democrats at the last stand, they said, all right, well, we get with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But remember, Democrats isn't democracy. Democracy doesn't mean Democrats, two different things. And a lot of people want, if you're a Democrat, you say, yo, government, give me this, give me that, give me that. You should give me this. I'm entitled to this because you're my government. What happens with that is, what happens when you become a Democrat? What happens when you become dependent on somebody? You become like their kid. You know what I'm saying? If you give me Medicaid, now I depend on Medicaid. But you only can make but so much money to get Medicaid. You make so much money to get welfare, food stamps, and so on and so on. To be recipients of these government programs. So you're like, we're taking care of you because we're big brother. We call ourselves big brother because you call yourself our child, our little kid. So we're taking care of you like that. You're under our bosom. You know what I'm saying? And Republicans are like, nah, I don't want any help. I want to get my own money. I want to do for self. So that's what I want to do. And Benjamin Banneker, it was a big advocate of do it for self. Black Wall Street was do for self. Rosewood was do for self. We don't need your help. We do for ourselves. Let our money circulate, and then we'll go out to you to spend it with you. You know what I'm saying? Now that the days of the mom and pop and the horse and carriage with the knives and the food, the groceries, and the grocery stores is gone. You know what I'm saying? And we rely on everybody else to do for us. We're the biggest consumers. You know what I'm saying? We're the $1 trillion spenders, but we get no respect because we don't do for self. You know what I'm saying? And by you being a lot of these Democrats, they look for a handout. They depend on the government to give them that. And that's what weakens you as an individual, as a people. You know what I'm saying? We all individuals think for the handout instead of saying, let's get collectively together and do the right thing and build something to make it happen when we ain't got to spend the money on outside forces. We have our own people who have the same skills, and we could pay all them to do it for us, and we could do it all together. True. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't got to do it as a Democrat or a Republican. We're going to do it as a people. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of separation going on in the political arena. Democrat, Republican separates you. It's like a gang member separates you because you're the same hue, but you're separated by your different beliefs.
Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. We are talking the topic that you never talk to at the cooler at work in your lunchroom. You never do that. But nah, it's so funny you said so because I remember when there was a demo, I think he was out of Virginia or Texas, and they created the First Step Act. And as soon as it went on 45 deaths, he didn't play politics. He signed it and let's be like, keep it moving. Yeah. I'm with it. Yeah. And I can't front. That made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? But I consciously felt bad. Like I was like, yo, I can't say that only around certain people. I ain't tell nobody I agree with what Trump said. So I do understand what you're saying. Again, my mentor, Mignon Moore, she used a term. She said it's the cult of personality, where we can't separate the person and the party from the actual policy and how we move forward. Yeah. So again, it's social media. I seen AOC the other day. She was drilling Zuckerberg about how they're manipulating and doing what you said. So that's interesting. But that topic, I just wanted to speak on the positives of having a social media. Yeah. But there are some major negatives, and it's like manipulation. You know,
look at when Obama wants to put a bill in office, his Affordable Care Act. But people don't see, we see the Affordable Care Act, but we don't see all the other bills behind the Affordable Care Act. So that's like, I give you this one bill, but it's 8,000 pages, signed it overnight. Nah, we're not doing that. Let's read the whole thing. Nah, we ain't got enough time for that. But you're supposed to read it. And then they have other bills, other lesser bills that go along with that same bill. So when you sign the Affordable Care Act, you're giving a yes to all these other lesser bills that we never even heard of. We never even heard of. And a lot of those bills didn't even make law. A lot of those, Electoral College went and said, that looks good, and sign them. You can look at a lot of them bills and look for the signature on the bottom of it.
Do they call it earmark? Earmarks?
There's no signature on the bottom because there's no law behind it, nothing. It's just a public policy. And they've been doing public policy in 1938, but that's another subject. You know what I'm saying? They're not even doing law, they're doing public policy. Like I said, it's another subject.
So, do you vote?
No.
Oh, you don't vote?
No.
Okay. Well, you know, like I said, I'm not always happy about what the Democrat or party is doing or whatever, but I do just exercise my right to vote out of respect.
I don't vote because voting makes you a U.S. citizen, a 14th Amendment citizen. And that's a whole different story behind that. You know what I'm saying? 14th Amendment citizens are those who have to pay the debt without question. Like, how do you tell me that? How do you tell me I got to pay the debt that you created without question? I didn't create the debt. You can say, oh, we did this for you. You didn't do it for me because you didn't ask me, did I want you to create the debt? Did you ask me, did I want you to do the, like, there's a lot of things go behind Reagan, when Reagan was in office, and he had this, I forgot, he had, before he got shot, just before he got shot, he had one of those, I forgot the name of it, 1984. He had a survey put out to find out where the tax dollars were going for the American people. And it said, the money the American people that pay for the taxes in America don't even go to America. It said it goes to other foreign interests first. And foreign interests are paid off. Then they can come back to the American debt. But the debt is paid because it's made by foreign interests. It's made from us, from the foreign interests. A bank gives you money or so on and so on. Outside pays the United States money, and the United States has to pay it back. So those are the foreign interests that they're paying off first. None of the tax money goes to government programs, none of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, why am I voting? I mean, why am I voting and things of that nature? Why am I paying taxes for this stuff that I'm not supposed to be paying for?
You made me think about George Garland. You know who George Garland is?
George Carlin?
Carlin, yeah? Yeah. He has a joke about voting. He says he doesn't vote. And he says, So if you vote for somebody in and he F's everything up, don't say it's my fault because I didn't vote. It's your fault. You voted him in. So that was interesting you saying that. But again, it's tricky because again, another thing I remember seeing a soundbite of Donald Trump, and he says to the African American community, he said, "Democrats have been lying to you for years, but you got to lose voting for me." And it was just so outside of what a politician was saying. It was like,
because
wow.
Trump's not a politician. Yeah. Not a politician. He says what he wants. He says, I'm not a politician. I don't care. I'm a businessman. I'm going to say, what you got to lose? You voting for me. You can't get no worse than it is with a politician. They are politicians, and they've been politicians for years. They've been lying to you for years. What's going to change now from that lie to the next lie? You know?
That's interesting, man.
Yeah. How are they going to change? How are they going to make a newer lie? You know what I'm saying? That's going to catch you. Oh, I heard Joe Biden's policy. Oh, it sounds good. But Joe Biden been in office for how many years? Did anything that he said, it can't always sound good because he's where he is. And he's always been in the same place. And he's never actually did something for you. Totally. You know what I'm saying? He might give you something like, this is good. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of it, you don't know about because you never get it. You know, what happened to that? Joe Biden said, I tried. So he said, I tried. You can't say I didn't try. And that's what they're going to keep saying.
Yo. Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. That got a little, but when we come back, we talking entertainment. We got a special guest for you. The BX Co-op City Zone, Shemie Rozay, he's here. And we're gonna chop it up with him and see what's up. Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. Nabar exists. We'll be right back.
Peace. For now.
I got an idea. For the sake of a different. Welcome back to My Block TV, final segment. We are here with this all-around money entertainment CEO himself, EGxZist. Before we get into the next segment, actually what I do want to say is this is not a PSA or anything. I'm not persuading anyone to go vote, but I would say that there's nothing wrong with being informed of what's going on around you, because in some way, shape, or form, it will affect you. So I just wanted to say that. And what you were saying, I would never disagree with that, because one thing about you, you never lie. You always speak facts when it comes to those type of things. So, you know what I mean? What you're saying is valuable, but you know, the good thing about men and fathers and things like that you can agree to disagree and actually learn from each other. So that's always the best way to go. All right, moving on. We talking music. We talking to BX. He is the Section 2 billionaire co-founder, founder.
No, founder, not co-founder.
Founder.
He is the founder.
He got a single that I've been privy to hear that I love. He actually will be on My Block TV season 3 in a couple weeks. Did we confirm that? In a couple weeks? So we lit. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the BX own Shemie Rozay. Peace, brother.
Yo, 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 yo.
How you been?
You know me, man, chilling, staying 10 toes, trying to get this money, trying to make it happen.
Yo, that's the Section 2 Billionaires logo, right?
Definitely.
Talk to me a little bit about, you know, what made you go with that? Talk to me a little bit about the concept.
Well, you know, this is kind of like, this is a killer bee right here, you know, Section 2 Billionaires. Bees are essentially yellow. My son is boxing through all the nonsense, boxing through all the hate, boxing through all the negativity, you feel me? Just trying to keep it positive. Very low price too, affordable. 40 for the top, 40 for the bottom. Cop up, you know, hit me on the gram, Shemie, SHEMIE _ROZAY, Shemie Rozay, Section 2 Billionaires, Section 2 Entertainment, on the gram, you know. Got a lot of merchandise. We got sweatsuits, preferably for the women, like, you know, yeah, like the little tight, got the little crop sweaters, we got all that.
Okay. So, what made you wanted to get into the merch stuff? You just always been something you've been into, fashion and stuff like that?
Yeah, you know, I love sweatsuits because it's comfortable, it's 1, 2, 3, and it's nice attire. You don't gotta do too much. You don't gotta worry about how your jeans look, nothing, just slip it on. You can go out to go to the movies real quick, boom. You know, do whatever I'm from the life of the hustle. Hustlers love sweatsuits. Comfortable. Don't gotta do nothing. You can move around. And on top of that, I had a sweatsuit when I was like 16. You feel me? Like, I had my own S2B sweatsuit when I was like 16. We was just starting it. We had it on the Nike, or just threw the logo over the Nike sweatsuit. But from then I seen like, nah, we could really do something. Why not create our own?
Okay. Well, a couple segments ago, we was talking about, you know, social media and the news and how much we consume from social media. How do you consume your current events, your news? Is it more traditional news on TV, or is it through your phone or social media?
Nah, I'm with the time period, you know, like I'm young, so not using that as an excuse, but I do not watch the news. I watch the news a little bit sometimes, but on my phone, I got a news app right on my phone, so I'm more social media, staying in tune with the world, like social media wise, but I feel like I could watch the news a little bit more, because there might be something I miss on the news, just like how there might be something you miss on the media.
That's a fact. Did you get to see the social media post about the little 11-year-old student in New Mexico? How the police did her?
Yeah, I seen that. That was not cool at all. Like,
talk to me. What are some policies you think, or what was your feelings towards it when you first seen it as a man?
First of all, why are you putting your hands on an 11-year-old girl? There's too much ways. She's 11. She's not even mentally, it's not even like she's gonna be insubordinate to the point where if you can't handle an 11-year-old, you don't even need to be a cop. That's one. Two, in the video, she didn't touch anybody. She didn't harass no one. Sustain her the proper way. You're a cop. She's automatically gonna feel like you have that power over her, as to where you don't have to body slam a young female. She's 11.
Yeah. And it's funny. It's like the only person that'll feel like that was justified is someone that don't look like that little girl, or will never make a child that looks like that little girl. My question is, do you believe that that was just a cop that just made a real stupid decision, or you think it was racially based?
It's always racially based. Like, it's no facade. People would try to say, all right, let me put it this way, because, you know, sometimes people tend to just blame everything on race, but it's blatant. How much times are we going to just ignore the fact that one typical race is getting treated a certain way as to all? There's no facade. You can't override it. You can't overlook it. It's right there in your face. Had she been Caucasian, the cop would have never even touched her. He wouldn't have even touched her. She probably wouldn't have even got in trouble. The most that would have happened, they probably would have grabbed her, not literally physically grabbed her, but they probably would have called her parents, and that would have been that. This young 11-year-old girl was physically harmed. Like,
yeah. Random but Relevant, presented by My Block TV. We are here with recording artists out of the BX Zone, Shemie Rozay.
Yeah, the BX.
Talk to me a little bit about you. What makes a good song to you? What makes a good song to you? A positive project, you know, et cetera.
All right. Good song or positive?
Good song.
All right, a good song beat has to be something that everybody could dance to, but also listen. Lyrics has to be to where people could understand what you're saying. Relatable, quotable, and relevance. Yeah. And also, you know, the flow, the way your pitch is, the way your flow is, delivery. If your delivery is not up to par, a song could be good, what you're saying could be good, but I won't feel it. So basically, you gotta just let somebody feel it, whether it's a trap song, a lyrical song, a singing song, I just gotta feel it. If I could feel you, it's a good song.
You're very diverse as a spitter, but sonically, you sound like my era. How did that come about? Because sonically, you know, people your age, just quite frankly, don't really sound like you.
My dad, my older brother, all the people that I was raised by we got stacks of albums. I used to go to FYE with my pops. I used to go to FYE with my grandmother. Like, a lot of people don't know, and I'm young. I'm only 21, but there was an FYE right in Bay Plaza. Copped the albums. I'm talking about, you know, all the Reasonable Doubt from Jay-Z, Blueprint, DMX.
Your grandmother copped Reasonable Doubt?
Nah, but yeah, I got certain albums in my crib, and it's just, I don't know why. Like, I was just always a different kid. At like 7, I could understand with 50 Cent and DMX and Nas, Illmatic. That's one of my favorite albums. My pops loves Illmatic. Like, he made that album when he was 19. He used to tell me that, yo, this is a 19-year-old boy. To hear a 19-year-old boy come out with an album like Illmatic, one of the best albums in hip-hop history, is amazing to me. So I just grew up, you know, on a different element. Like, that's why I might come off as a little older than my age.
Okay. You guys recently did a show at Central Park. I know Nabar was filling me in on it. How was the energy? Like, how do you feel about, you know, what, your performance?
Nah, all positive energy. It's always a great deed, and it's always great to just, you know, be a part of something that's positive. Especially, there's a lot of people that's dying from cancer. My grandmother had cancer. My uncle had cancer. My cousin had cancer.
Spanked it.
And they beat it. Like, so just being a part of that and being aware is really something big. So whatever I could do, you know, to give back, if I got the power, I'll do it.
I saw some of the pictures and the memes, and it looked really festive. It was really shocking to see the pictures and see how festive it was. I understand you also did something in the library, like a little bit more. Talk to me about that, because you got so much different type of shows you've done. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Like, the library is more of like poetry. Like, it's funny because I used to do poetry when I was a kid, like, but it was more so basically speaking about your truth and making it positive, speaking about what goes on around you, and, you know, just getting people to understand your background, like how you a product of your environment, you know, without literally telling somebody to do something that's not positive, but just explaining your truth more so. So I'm always good with that, like telling people what I went through, giving people, for those that don't know, because, you know, there's people, everybody will go through the same struggle. So if you don't know nothing about my struggle, I'm gonna try to get you in the best way I could to make you understand what my life is and what my life is about. So that's basically what that was about.
Nabar was telling me you were one of the few artists out of the lineup that actually had a song tailored towards, you know, the
He was the only one.
Yeah, the only one. So, did you write that specifically for that show, or how did that come about?
Yeah, because we was told, you know, it's for a cancer awareness show, so primarily nobody wants to hear, like, not saying that, because I'm an artist, like, I don't curse all the time, but, you know, I come from an era, I come from a place where, you know, it's a lot of things. I speak my truth. I speak what I live. I speak what goes on around me, so that might be a little bit vulgar or extreme for certain people, especially at a cancer awareness walk. You want to be uplifted, positive. So I just thought about that, and I took into consideration some of the experiences I had with cancer.
Do you sound like your environment?
What do you mean by that?
Like, if someone was just listening to your music, could they get like a feel of what your environment is, where you're from,
Definitely.
etc.?
I'm from the Bronx. There's no, like, there's no way around that. People know, like, Bronx is where hip hop started. But also Bronx, a lot of things go down. If you are living in a, like, predominantly black area, it's a lot of things that go on that are tucked under the rug that people just won't understand. It's like, you know, struggle, deaths, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Like, so yeah, of course, I always try to just speak for the people that can't formulate how they feeling into words.
All right, Roundup of Relevant presented by My Block TV. Before we wrap, just talk to me a little bit about your single, and just give people a rundown of where they can go find your music and your platforms and things like that.
Which single would you like to know about?
I like all of them. My personal favorite is "Dope Conversation." Like the other day, I was literally macking on the phone listening to that joint. You think I'm bugging? I'm dead serious. So my personal favorite is "Dope Conversation." But just talk to me a little bit about that.
All right, so well, Dope Conversation, just I'm not all so, serious and the gangster or whatever the case may be. I got a soft side to me for women. I always was like taught to treat women with nothing but love and respect.
Fact.
And I got a daughter now, so I just cherish all the females, and I try to just relate to the women as well, because women like men that can relate to them, because it's so uncommon now, especially nowadays. For somebody to open the door for a woman, let them walk first, opening the car door for a female, little charming,
That was a double entendre.
things like that.
Yo, the other day I gave my seat up, just like on some natural stuff, and shorty ain't take the seat, and some dude took it. But I was just thinking to myself, man, I ain't gonna let nobody change my mannerisms.
Of course not. Yeah, it's always like mannerisms. So that's what I was thinking about that, and then I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was really having a dope conversation with a girl, and I just remembered it, and I'm like, nah, like. She, the way the song went, like, that's real. Like, that's not fake. You feel me? Like, we was really chatting, and I'm just telling her, I'm talking to her about, my life, and I'm telling her how I am, and I'm trying to explain to her, like, yo, like, I fuck with you. We could really be something.
Did you have your Al B. Shaw voice on when you was talking?
Yeah,
you did. That's a yes. Well, guys, man, we want to thank everybody for watching. All of Shemie Rozay's information will be at the bottom of the link and after the credits run and all that. We're professional. We know what we're doing. I want to thank the All Around Money team, family, for joining me. My brother, always a pleasure. Shemie Rozay. Tell us your social media and everything real quick before we go.
Shout out to All Around Money Entertainment Group. Y'all know that's the label. Instagram, Shemie Rozay, SHEMIE_ROZAY. ShemieRozay.com. You can find all my music, merchandise, everything there, all the links, everything you want to find out. City Drop is my first single that's about to drop. We're going to do a vid that's going to be crazy.
Just that made that.
That one.
And the EP coming out in December, man. So stay tuned. We got a lot of new work coming out.
Definitely.
All right. That's our show for tonight, guys. Stay up, good people. Bye-bye now.
Peace.
Boom, 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 boom.
What's that new sound?
That's actually my theme music, brother.
That's your theme music. Every good hero needs one.
Yeah, you know that.